Contestants, what utter rubbish you presented. It was off-brief. It was the worst presentation of this competition from what is supposed to be the best talent in this round of this competition. The client brief was specific. There were specific measurables. I could not see a single element of Capitec in that presentation. We've gone to African and all kinds of crazy and busyness. Where is the red, blue, white? You've somewhere gotten lost in some narrative in that presentation that is completely and totally off brief. Worse than that, this is a brand repositioning launch, and you've got something to do with a card, something to do with African, something to do with DNA, something to do with innovation. Nothing ties together. But most importantly, I have never seen such unprofessional behavior in a boardroom, let alone a job interview.
I mean, there was a little glimmer of Capitec. Blue.
Where did you see that?
The red.
No.
Guarding the lights. I mean, you...
Neon blue. That was not Capitec's blue, I'm sorry.
But I'm saying at best.
I know. If you had to like stretch for a little link back to the brand.
And a Capitec event.
True. And I must say, I am sitting here thinking, even with all the drama, the truth of the matter is that we have an event to deliver next week.
Absolutely.
So, emotion or not, the client needs delivery of this event. And I must say, there are some specific things that were very clear on the brief in terms of what needs to come out. And I do think that because of the lack of communication and engagement and support, we didn't interrogate enough each and every single element. The entrance, the bar, the screens. It just seems a little bit wishy-washy versus practical and what's actually possible. And to the brand, which is about simplicity, which is about DNA, which is about magic. You know, I did see some of those elements coming through in terms of the menu. I did like that, deconstructing the menu, showcasing more of that DNA, the centerpieces that coming through. The garden, I think, could have been amazing in terms of nature and DNA. I did think that there were some elements that worked, but they were not cohesive enough. So if I walk in and if I walk out, it would have been a nice party, but I don't really know for who and for exactly why we're there and what we're there to do. So we definitely could have upweighted the actual messaging of that event so that it supports the big concept.
Oh, as well, in every event, it's imperative that you have great entertainment.
No mention of who the entertainment is, who is the MC.
I mean...
Guests have been invited, folks. People are coming to an event that currently does not exist. And that's your fault. Every one of you, and Mpo, as the team leader, I'm sorry to say, you failed dismally this week.
Dismally.
Kitty, I don't know who appointed you the spokesperson. But if you feel you want to speak and justify, you too have failed dismally. Cebo, we saw such potential in you, and you seem to be entertaining and supporting what is poor leadership and an in charge that's taking a role that's not even assigned to her. Chase, you come into the boardroom, see a slide and say you stop the whole presentation. That's unprofessional. Calling each other names, threatening to punch each other in the face.
I mean...
What utter unprofessionalism.
Undermining one of your team members.
She's just a pretty face.
Especially as a male.
What possessed you? And what possessed all of you to allow this boardroom session to go ahead when you have not clearly prepared? You knew you were coming in here to pitch to us, yeah?
Absolutely.
You've not dry run. I don't care what the circumstances are. We pitch in our businesses all the time. We work through the night some of the time. But we make absolutely sure that no matter what happens, we come together as a team. If there's something on the screen that you didn't see, you make it work. That's called having your team members back. Not throwing each other under the bus because what you see on the screen is not what you put on the screen, even if it's rubbish.
And maybe you have forgotten why you're here. Maybe you've forgotten the fact that someone else is watching the show and someone else is thinking, oh, what an amazing young person, great skill, but all they're seeing is drama and theatrics. I don't believe that that's exactly what we're here to do. And you guys seem to take this as a nice show and it's quite fun, but it's not.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime. You know, I said earlier this week that I read that Stats SA reported at the end of Q2 this year that an additional 500,000 people are unemployed. An additional 500,000. Corporate South Africa cannot absorb all the unemployed people. An intervention, creative solution to unemployment is needed. There's nothing more creative and innovative than this platform. And guess what? You actually stand a chance to be one of the other people in the South African population, not part of the 500,000 who are unemployed. And you make a joke of it.
So, how...
Yes.
Okay. Clearly we are unhappy, and clearly if you're not incredibly disappointed, I'll be surprised. But the truth of the matter, like I said, we have an event next week. What do you suggest we must do?
Kitty, you always have something to say. Say something.
Odette, I suggest that our team really needs to get back together, have a session together, and then we can air out the issues and the complaints and restructure the team. I'm going to also ask you, team members, that we do not operate in a yes ma'am, yes sir manner. You feel strongly about an idea, you challenge. If you feel you're not being heard, you challenge. Can we not dance around each other and then have a separate conversation, then plan a coup to when we see the judges?
I may add, I was always direct. I always spoke my opinion, I always spoke my mind. And I was told it was incorrect, it was wrong. Again and again and again.
What's crazy is Chase's slide, he well presented it and knew exactly how everything was going to live in the event. And now he was not part of the planning.
Because I'm good at presenting on the spot.
So am I, incidentally, so I can relate.
Me too.
One more thing. When we started the planning phase, I asked everyone to bring in a creative mood board so we can pick ideas from it. Everyone did that, some did not do it and just decided to write it out and not use pictures. From those mood boards that I can present to you guys, all those ideas were there presented.
But Paul, I've asked just now that what do we need to do? I think we've heard, the drama, but what must happen now?
Solutions. We need solutions.
This event is happening.
What is
People
the
have been
solution?
invited. This is real money you're dealing with.
So, Kitty has a solution about regrouping. I just want to understand how we're going to fix this because we have to.
My solution is, I don't know about Chase since he's going to Joburg, that we work over the weekend. If we are not on holiday and if we are here to work, then let's do it. And
So you've made that happen when you're not necessarily present?
Sure.
But so you'll make that happen, right?
I will.
Cool.
All right. So this is what I think should happen. I think, Mr. Project Leader, you should not lead. I think that the team needs to appoint a project leader, that there should be no self-appointments as a start. Secondly, I think you need to regroup and work non-stop. Sleep, in this case, is overrated until you come up with something that is Capitec worthy, on brief, and make sure that all of you don't get fired next week because Capitec's money is at stake and a big, big reputational damage could take place.
Odette, I'd like to interject. I'd like to know your bottom two. I don't think you guys, all of you, deserve to see another week. I unfortunately won't be around at the event, but this is atrocious, and I go to many events. Bottom 2, Paul, go.
Tennille and Zanika.
Tennille, bottom 2.
Mpo and Kitty.
Because just the names. But why?
Okay, so, Paul,
The reason
your bottom 2. Paul, your bottom 2.
Tennille and Zanika.
Why?
Why?
Tennille, please give me 3 influences of the brand new positioning.
3 influences.
Yes, the 3 influences for the new brand positioning.
Are you talking about the DJs?
The 3 influences for the new brand positioning.
I don't know.
Zanika, what was our concept?
Our concept was around DNA code and magic.
My goodness me, I didn't know this was an oral exam authorized by Mpo.
What was the point of doing that in Paul? Just for my
Is that we
curiosity?
were given a document to go through and understand for our execution. I've been going through that. With the event, I've been trying to live up to the thinking of the blueprint. So other people are having fun and joining together to take me out, but forgetting the big thing. So it's these little battles that made us miss the big war.
I'm not understanding that. A team leader is called a leader specifically because it's their job to ensure that certain elements are being done. So if Tennille does not know who the influencers are, it's your job to make
tell
sure
her.
that she does know.
Without a condescending tone as well.
Absolutely.
And with that said, Nandi, whenever you try to come to people, I'm being told that I'm micromanaging them. So now I'm in a compromised position. Should I help with my skill or stay back?
But that is every leader's challenge. A leader is somebody who mobilizes a team to a common vision.
And they never always like it. It's not easy.
I guess
Portia,
this is
who are your
what's
2?
happening now.
Can I only pick one?
No, give me 2.
Mpo and Kitty.
Okay. Gable, who are your 2 and why?
I was going to say Tennille and Zanika, based on the fact that when people were assigned roles and they took the roles, we called them leads, and everyone agreed that that was your lead. So in coming up with ideas, I know personally, I would write something down and then say, guys, what do you think of this? And then make changes. Whereas with Tennille or Zanika, they would ask us, whereas we still have to do other things.
From the onset, even on camera, there's a scene where I say to Mpo, these are my initial ideas from the brief of the goodie bags. Then he said no to that. Then he sent me the African Pride slide. Then I tried to incorporate that because from the Tuesday meeting, we said specifically as a group that you guys want me to now incorporate DNA specifically in the goodie bag. On Wednesday, while everyone else went shooting, I went to the mall to go see what ideas I could get. I came back with the whole frame idea. So I was never sitting back. I was always pushing forward.
Enough, guys.
Yeah, that was my reason.
Sheridel?
We didn't hear
My reasoning.
is.
Oh, sorry, Portia.
For me, I felt like I was a child, and these were my parents. Honestly, I felt like whatever I had said would not matter because it literally just went over their heads.
Okay.
So you felt undermined?
Yes, extremely.
Okay. Sheridel, sorry, apologies, Nandi. Can you give me your bottom 2 and why?
Project specific, it would definitely be Mpo and Kitty, as I feel that they were spearheading this project, and clearly we failed dismally. So accountability.
And to know you, were your bottom 2.
Mpo and Kitty.
Why?
They undermined me, and when I asked if we could work together as a team, so he said I'm responsible for entertainment, right? I gave him my options. He didn't listen to me. I had a backup with, especially when the budget was, when the talent that the client requested, Mr. Madibuka and Mr. Manzini, it was way over our budget. I then made additional options by giving 5 options for my MC, 5 options for my DJ. Mpo didn't. He deliberately took it out of the presentation, and he took it out of the budget.
Which
Mpo. I've just heard excuse after excuse after excuse from
Chase, bottom 2.
Mpo, firstly, because I'm a producer, so I'm used to working with teams, and I understand the importance of bringing the best out of your team members. And as a leader, you have the ability to make someone who is average extraordinary. but you have the ability to make someone who's extraordinary dismal. And that is the reason for Mpho. Secondly, Kitty, because I feel like she supported the environment that was being created.
Was there anything good? Was there anything positive this week, really?
No.
Jeez, guys.
That's quite...
May I?
As long as it's not a justification.
No, it's to answer Sylvester's question.
All right.
I feel completely blindsided by the energy in this boardroom. It really started off great, Sylvester. Ideas were being thrown out. There was passion, the venue, everything was just inspiring us. We were having brainstorming sessions where we're throwing ideas through. I apologize, Portia, if you felt that I was mothering you. I was simply thinking we're bouncing ideas off of each other to interrogate them so they live stronger in the world. So it's not that I was undermining your idea. It's to say, how do we push? How do we get it better? How do we make this machine stronger? I thought that was the energy we were working with.
I'm sorry to interject. You are then blindsided, because if everyone's saying, once again, and I'm sorry if you feel that way, that's a lack of accountability as well. Clearly there's a problem. If your name comes up again and again and you're saying, I'm sorry you feel that way, if you feel that way, and not seeing that maybe you were that way.
Yeah.
And that is why I'm apologizing to Portia.
No, you're not apologizing.
You're justifying.
You're justifying. You're saying if you felt that way, there's no accountability in anything you've said. Start again.
That is why I'm apologizing to you, Portia. I realize I made you feel mothered. I realize in me pushing my ideas and pushing your ideas, I was not aware of how you're feeling and taking your feelings into account. I apologize.
And I think over and above that, the one thing that I'm most disappointed about is that none of you said here, can we relook this again? Can we look at rebuilding this presentation? Can we have an hour so we can really put it together nicely? Please give us an opportunity to fix this. So you're all kind of like, oh yeah, we didn't do well, it's a bad week. But there's a brief that we haven't delivered on, and we have a client event that is not ready. Why are you here?
Does everybody, because I'm questioning the authenticity of your apology. I'm wondering, is this an on-camera performance or is it real? Does everybody believe Kitty's apology?
I don't, because literally from the first session, she went and bullied Tennille to sort of intimidate her that don't speak to me like that, don't do that, don't do that. So for her now to come back and be like, I'm so sorry, that's not the Kitty that walked out of the boardroom before, just from the first session.
Okay, no, Kitty. Do you guys believe that Kitty is authentic, Sharadal and Chase?
I honestly, I like to believe the best in people, and I believe that if this is her apology, I hope that this is her apology. However, I did see that she was not so nice to Tennille outside.
Just now?
May I say
see.
something?
No. Tennille, do you believe that that apology was authentic?
I generally want to believe it's authentic, but if she wanted to be authentic, then she should have started with an apology and apologized first, and not be scripted from Nandi to apologize.
Okay, so
I'm bored.
this is what's going to happen, because this is also boring me, I
Yeah,
must be honest with you. I mean, we're going around in circles.
With a terrible
And,
product as well.
Yeah. What needs to happen this week is that in corporate, there are personalities, there are difficulties, there are projects that don't always run smoothly. The judges will send, yeah. Okay. Okay. So what needs to happen for this week is that you guys need to regroup. There is an event that needs to take place in just a few days' time. The judges have decided that we will not be eliminating anybody this week because in corporate, you have personalities, you have difficult people, you have obstacles.
And to be honest, everyone would have been eliminated this week.
Absolutely. However, we will, and be absolutely certain of this, we will be eliminating at least 2 or even more of you next week, because we're giving you a lifeline this week. And the only reason you're getting a lifeline is because Capitec have invested real money, and there are real people coming to an event. And we as the judges cannot carry Capitec's brand on our backs with this carrying on. So you guys need to go and sort yourselves out, or not, but you got to sort the event out. And that's what needs to come first.
Yeah. The good news is that all of us have been in situations where we maybe did not deliver accordingly. So you can definitely be able to bounce back in a big way. This has been quite tough for us as judges. And obviously, going forward, we will take this in consideration when we look at eliminations going forward.
Absolutely.
Because it runs to the core of what we're trying not to do with this show. We're really trying to find the best people. So I think the opportunity to fix this is amazing. And it's incredible that we can fix this. But it was really up to you guys to pull it together and fix it, because actually we have no choice.
In the beginning of the show, I was asked, who would be the winner of the next brand ambassador? And what qualities should they have? And I said one thing only. What was that?
Personality.
Thank you. A good personality. And it shows. It shows through your work and how you work with your team members. One thing I was looking for.
And I think it's important for you to remember that this is a job interview. Some of you seem to be getting lost in the fact that this is also a TV show. And there's on-camera behavior, and then there's really bad off-camera behavior. But remember, from day one, we told you that we will be observing you, albeit from a distance, every step of the way. And how you behave off-camera when you're executing the tasks comes through in how the tasks are delivered. And we've proven this week after week after week. The teams that did not gel well together, collaborate creatively, overcome their differences, ended up in elimination. This week, the entire team of you are in elimination. So don't for 1 minute think that you're safe. Not any one of you today.
The opposite is also true, because the winning teams have demonstrated that what you put in, you'll also get out. So the more collaborative, the more fun, the more cohesive, the work always showed, and you could see it. And so we cannot underestimate the importance of that strong collaboration as we fix this.
I will give one tip as well. I do think you need to change your team leader. Paul.
Absolutely.
I'm appalled.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a no-brainer, honestly.
I'm appalled. Unfortunately, I'll not be able to attend the event, but I hope you guys make me proud somehow and change this dynamic. This presentation was appalling. I would never attend such an event. Thank you.
I must say, I do expect that you're going to have an amazing presentation, full stop. You have an amazing theme, you know? DNA, magic, simplicity. Just remember, keep it Capitec, keep it simple, keep it easy, keep it fun. It must be fun, because I'll be there, and I want to enjoy it. So just declutter all this nonsense and absolutely focus on making sure that it's a good vibe. And you guys know this. because you've got the vibe. Just bring it.
I will be at the event and I will be examining every aspect of that event to make sure that it is aligned to brief. And I will use what I see with my own eyes, not what you tell me, in the next round of adjudication. And all I'm going to ask next time around is who was responsible for what, so that I know exactly who it is that I would put forward for elimination. Unfortunately, after this dismal presentation, I'm not as optimistic as Sylvester. But I hope you prove me wrong. Because really and truly, I'm so disappointed in some of you. But I'm actually just downright appalled at your behavior in the boardroom, all of you. So go out, get back together as a team, irrespective of your differences, and make this event count. Or none of you will be here. Just like we pulled a wild card before, there is absolutely nothing stopping us from letting half of you or all of you go and pull a wild card as the judges in this competition. Remember that. We're here to adjudicate because we're here to find the best possible next brand ambassadors for Capitec. And not one of you demonstrated any ambassadorship, let alone best ambassador for anything today. Contestants, you are dismissed. Go and do your work. I'm not even going to tell you good luck, because right now, I think you need a lot more than luck to pull this off. Thank you. You're dismissed.